Welcome to the Paperback Podcast. I'm your host, Pagan Malcolm, young adult fiction author, writing coach, and business strategist for fiction authors. I love to combine small business systems and strategies, online marketing knowledge, and social media tactics to the world of entrepreneurship and publishing. I've been featured on major blogs such as Her Paper Route and Grattan Street Press for my insightful book marketing knowledge. If you're ready to learn how to massively up-level your book marketing game, increase your book's visibility, and become a publishing guru, grab a cuppa, kick back, and listen up. Welcome back, everyone. How's it going? I can't wait to get into today's episode. It's going to be super valuable for any aspiring authors out there wanting to publish their books. I'm going to be sharing 3 things I wish I knew before I started publishing. When I first started publishing, a lot of things went wrong. I didn't know what I was doing at all. I spent $3,000 on an editor and there were still typos in my book. I had plentiful issues uploading files and covers and interiors on various platforms, and my book launch was a complete flop the first time because I didn't do any marketing beforehand. So, from memory, I've highlighted the 3 biggest mistakes or experiences that I wish I'd done differently, and I'll be talking about that today so that you don't have to go through the same thing. It's time for tool tip of the day. I love using tools and tips to automate my workflow and make running a business so much easier, and I aim to share 1 tool or tip per episode that I personally use and recommend. Today, I'm recommending Juto. So Juto is an ebook creation software that helps you to create and format the interior files for ebooks. It's a professional, affordable, and easy to use program, and it will make uploading your book files to various platforms that much easier. Juto is one of many softwares out there available, but it's recommended by most because you get more control and it allows you to format both Mobi and EPUB files. If you want to check out Juto, I've got a link in the show notes so that you can easily go take a look. Make sure you do so after the show. Now that we're back to the show, let's go through my 3 mistakes one by one, starting with the first. Number 1, I didn't build an audience or online presence first. So here's what I did back in the day when I didn't know what the heck I was even doing. I came out of nowhere with my book, dumped it on my social media feeds, which had maybe 50 followers in total, and that's all up, by the way, and expected every reader to run from the hills to buy my book. I hadn't done any networking. Nobody knew who I was or why they should buy my book or that I could even write. I didn't look credible or authentic at all, more like a hobbyist if anything. It was kind of like if a makeup salesperson went to a large shopping center without a stall set up, had no free samples or any marketing flyers to hand out, and tried to sell their new lipstick as an unknown brand. Kind of sketchy, right? You really need to spend some time building an audience, letting them get to know you and warming them up to the prospect of you releasing a product before you try to sell anything. Think about YouTubers who sell books and merch and songs. They've spent years entertaining their audience and helping them get to know them through their videos for free before they tried to sell anything. And by that stage, they have loyal fans who genuinely want to support them. Any brand or book needs an audience prior to launching, and that is a fact that I learned the hard way. Number 2, I didn't invest in my marketing strategy. So like I said, I showed up out of nowhere and I didn't have a clue how to sell books. I didn't have a plan, I just expected the internet to sell it for me. Kinda dumb, right? Eventually, my mum pointed out that I was the face of my own brand and I would need to show up to sell my book every day. That made my stomach do a flip as the realization settled in. I had a full-time job. How was I meant to sell my book every single day? I didn't have a single strategy or system in place to make this happen. Now, 3 years later, I have email lists that convert sales behind the scenes for me, scheduled ads that go out regularly, and marketing flyers to put in coffee shops and to have at book signings. These are all tools and products that I had to invest in, but it was worth it because now my book sells automatically while I'm out living my life. And number 3, I didn't set goals for after I'd published. Again, following from my previous point, I expected the internet to sell my book for me after I'd done the hard work of publishing it. And this is a mindset that I come across a lot with authors. They don't like marketing, or they find it hard, or they don't have time or patience for it, so they'd just rather not do it at all. They want to get the book out there and then basically forget about it. But here's the thing. The only way that you can have that reality is if you've set up a passive system to bring in the sales behind the scenes, like me, or you're making enough buck each week to hire a marketing person who you'll probably end up paying more for than you'll ever earn back from your first book. Harsh reality. What I really needed back at the time was to set some goals for after I'd published to motivate me in building my brand and selling more books. Goals such as, what awards do I want to win? What publications do I want to be featured in? How many sales do I want to make each quarter? When do I want to publish my next book? This would have helped me to set actionable goals and steps that would have moved me forward in my career faster and brought in more sales and readership overall. The work doesn't end when you finish publishing a book. If anything, it's just starting. So, if you're thinking about publishing, I highly encourage you to take these mistakes I made and learn from them. Go forth and be successful in the pursuit of publication. You can achieve anything you want if you just put your mind to it. That's all I have for you today. But make sure you join me 2 weeks from now because I'll be back with another episode of the Paperback Podcast.